Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Becoming You podcast. I am interviewing the one and only Arya, my oldest 12-year-old son. I'm so excited to have you on the show. It's been a couple of years probably since I last interviewed him, and I thought a refresher would be great. So Arya, I think the last time I interviewed you, you were at elementary school.
Or I think I was in 6th grade when you last interviewed me.
Oh, okay. So it was only a year ago?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. So let's start with what sort of things are you into as a 12-year-old in middle school right now?
Well, we just got all the parts for the gaming PC, so we're going to try to build it either today or sometime this week, me and my dad.
So you're into computers and building supercomputers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What else are you into?
I also like reading and stuff like that. Reading.
So you're into building supercomputers. You're into reading. I know you love reading. You're a really good student at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not an outdoors guy, correct?
No, I'm not an outdoors guy.
You're very much like me. You love staying at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to, I would love to know what has challenged you the most in middle school compared to maybe elementary school?
So what's challenged me the most is like having to memorize all like the classes and stuff. And also Chinese class has also challenged me a lot because it's really difficult. And the teacher is expects more of us than some of the other teachers do.
Just a Chinese teacher, or all teachers expect more from you?
Well, the Chinese teacher expects more from me than all the other teachers do, but all the other teachers expect more as well.
Okay. And your first point about navigating school, was it like physically navigating school? Because now you're not, just one teacher isn't in one classroom.
Yeah, it's like you was physically navigating.
Physically navigating the entire building, because you have to change for every single period,
yeah,
right?
And you only get 5 minutes to change to go from the top floor to the bottom floor to the top floor to the bottom floor. It's so annoying.
Was it overwhelming the first week?
Yeah, it was.
Did you ever get lost?
Back in 6th grade, I did get lost like once or twice, but I just had to look at the room numbers and just find my way there.
And how did it feel going from being one of the biggest kids in elementary school, maybe in 5th grade, being the oldest, the coolest kids in school, to now being what I would say bottom of the rung in middle school, being the littlest?
Well, it didn't really change much because back in 5th grade, we were in online school, so we didn't really talk to any of the smaller grades. So we didn't really feel like we were the top there. We just felt like we were in school.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then when we got back, it was like, it definitely felt kind of weird to be like the bottom of the bottom, because nobody except the 6th graders would talk to us, except other 6th graders.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange.
It's strange.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel overwhelmed or stressed or anxious?
Not really. I just I feel like I slotted into it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So what's pleasantly surprised you about middle school?
The freedom that you get. Like now you can pick your own classes, 2 classes a day, and it's just a lot more fun to be able to do that instead of have everything set out for you, what to do, what you're going to do this day, and everything.
That's awesome. How do you navigate the different personalities of kids at school who maybe don't have the same level of interest in learning as you do? Because I know you are an avid learner. You love the idea of learning. You're always learning in some way, whether it's even scrolling on a screen. I always think you're just mindlessly scrolling, but you're not. You're like researching about supercomputers probably, or reading about the latest cars.
Yeah.
So you're always learning. So how do you navigate, like if there's a kid in a classroom and it's like, let's say it's Chinese or math or whatever, right? And they're being like totally distracting in the back of the classroom.
Well, I normally try to ignore them because I don't really like confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
But when it does get pretty bad, I'll either just tell the teacher or try to remove myself from the situation.
You try to remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah, I'll like go to the bathroom or something.
But what happens inside of that's a very grown-up, mature way of dealing with it. But I'm sure there are like feelings internally that you don't like. Can you talk?
I get really annoyed because I'm trying to learn, and
Mhm.
then they're not trying to learn.
Mhm.
And I just think it's kind of a perspective thing, but I can't really understand why they don't want to learn.
Mhm.
But
Do you
yeah,
think they might feel like, wonder, why is this kid always wanting to learn? Like,
maybe.
if you have that perspective, you don't think they'll have the other perspective?
I mean, I'm sure they do have that perspective.
Yeah. Do you ever have understanding or compassion for them, or you just feel annoyance? And there is no right or wrong answer.
Well, I do feel compassion for them, but it's sometimes more annoyance than it is compassion.
I get it. You just want to get on with the lesson and learn, and they're just messing things up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's a little bit away from school question. So since the last time I interviewed you, it sounds like you remember it to be in 6th grade. Now you're almost through 7th grade. So it's probably about a year and a half. How has our relationship changed?
I think it's matured. Like we've just become much more. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's just gotten better. Like we just talk to each other about more things and stuff, and I feel like we understand each other more.
Really?
Yeah.
So you feel closer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's promising to hear. How has there things that have changed for the worse? Like, of course, like, it's always wonderful to hear how we've grown closer, but I'm sure there are things that maybe you feel like it hasn't gotten better, and it's okay. You can be honest. I'm always open to feedback. Is there anything that you wish would improve?
Not really. I just think with Ashwin, you're not as like, I know you're probably like tired of him being him, but you're not as like, you won't stand against him. You'll just give him what he wants sometimes.
You think I cave in too much for your younger brother?
Yeah.
Okay. You've noticed that I do that more often?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And you don't feel like I do that for you?
No, I just, it's just an observation.
You're like, you can be brutally honest. You know me.
No, it's an observation. It's an
Okay.
observation because I don't ask for as many things as Ashwin does.
Okay. Is that because you feel like you shouldn't because Ashwin asks for so much?
No, I just don't. I just don't see
Okay.
the need to. Like Ashwin just wants stuff.
Okay. Because I want you to know that you can be as demanding as your little brother is. You don't
just
have
don't
to.
like to be demanding.
I know you don't, but when something is really important to you, I want you to promise me that you will be as demanding as your brother and forceful and in your face.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
I know that you worry a lot about me. I know you do. And I've told you many times before that is not your job, right?
Yeah.
I can take care of myself. So I don't want you to hold back and lessen your demands because you worry that I already have so much to deal with.
Okay.
Promise?
I promise.
Pinky promise?
I pinky promise.
All right. So how would you describe my parenting today?
There's not really a word for it.
Okay, you can describe it in sentences, many words.
I think it's just you as a parent. Oh.
Go ahead, you can be honest.
I'm trying to think. So your parenting style is kind of like, I like it as a parenting style. I think it fits me.
Well, let me give you some ideas of how to describe it. It can be hard, it can be soft, it can be difficult, open, easy, flowy, confusing. Like, these are all words to describe something.
Open, flowy, pretty much it. And like, just.
Do you ever feel like there's no way I can talk to mom about that? Like, she's going to kill me.
No.
You don't?
Well.
She's probably going to kill me.
Yeah.
Do you let that stop you from?
No, probably not. I don't.
Any scary situations you're in, or?
I have to. I know that I probably have to tell you, so I'll tell you.
Yeah, you have to tell me, of course. But do you feel safe to tell me? That's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's always scary when you've messed up to tell your parent, no matter how cool it might be, right?
Yeah.
I hope what I'm working on is to always remain calm and keep my perspective, no matter what the news that you might bring to me.
Okay.
And I don't know that that comes across yet, but that's something I'm practicing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If at any time I don't do that, you let me know.
Okay.
You're making me scared right now. Okay. What do I do that makes you feel loved?
You hug me, you kiss me, you well, you just are motherly to me. And
So those are two very good specific things.
and you think of us even when it's like your time. Like if you go on a date with that bite, you'll still like stop by the grocery store on the way home to get us food and stuff.
Mhm. Are there any other specific things that you're like, oh man, that was really special, or that was really cool that mom did that?
I can't think of anything right now, but I'm sure there is.
That's okay. What are some things that I do that you don't like? You already told me about I given a little bit too much to your little brother,
Yeah.
which this fair feedback, I hear it, it's received, I will work on it. Anything, other things that you are like, mom needs to work on that. She's always giving me stuff to work on. That's stuff she needs to work on. I'm not perfect as a parent. I know there are areas that I need to work on. And it's always interesting to hear from how other people see me.
I'm sure Ashton has a lot of feedback for you, but I don't have anything. I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. So now let's move on to, you mentioned at the beginning of the show that you're into supercomputers and you're now starting to build one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to share with our audience that how long have you been saving up money for this?
3 years now, 2, 3 years.
You
Like
got this
that, yeah.
idea 3 years ago to
In the
build this.
midst of COVID.
Why did you get this idea? Where did it come from?
I don't know, because one day I was just searching the internet because I was bored and there was nothing else to do, and then I found PCs.
So what is a supercomputer? Because I don't know what a supercomputer is. So why don't you tell? I'm sure our audience don't know what it is.
First of all, it's a personal computer, a PC, not a supercomputer.
Okay.
Yeah. And second,
so I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's same difference.
A personal computer and a supercomputer are two different things. Or there's
no, it's the two different things because a supercomputer is like massive.
Got it.
Billions of bytes.
Got it.
So yeah,
it's like what big companies have.
Yeah, it's like huge
So you're building a PC supercomputer.
No, it's just a PC.
Got it. Okay.
It's just a
Thank
PC.
You. You're a good teacher.
It's a personal computer. It's personal to me because I'm building it.
Got it. You're a good teacher. I'm learning things. Okay.
All right.
So you got the idea. You're inspired, and I am so proud of you because you have not like gone off plan from this dream of 3 years. You haven't lost interest. You've been super passionate about it. And you have, what sort of things have you been doing to save up money? How have you, because it's hundreds, almost more than $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Right. And me and your dad are helping meet half the cost.
Yeah.
And we said, you need to meet half the cost.
Yeah.
So share with the audience the sort of things you have done to save up money. Where has your half of the money come from?
So I've done lawn mowing, I've weeded, I've cat sitted, I've
you've had birthday and
I've saved up a lot of birthday money.
Mm-hmm.
And
3 years worth.
3 years worth of birthday money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You've taken photographs of me
I
for
have
Instagram.
Taken photos for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've done a lot of cat sitting and picking up cat poop.
A lot of cat sitting. A lot of cat sitting.
So I am so proud of you for doing all of it. And finally, this last weekend or this week, you met your goal.
Yeah.
And you ordered it and all the parts are here. So I wonder whether there's like 1 or 2 lessons that you have learned along the way of what it takes to make a dream come true.
It takes a lot to make a dream come true.
Okay.
You gotta if it's a monetary dream, you gotta work to it. But if it's like a dream to do with money, not like to make money, you also got to save up money, and it might take a really, really long time if you don't really have like a stable income or anything.
So you've learned about patience.
Yeah, a whole lot of patience, 3 years worth of patience.
Yeah. And every time you thought you'd met a goal, you realized you were a few dollars short, right?
Yeah.
Because 1 or 2 times you made purchases out of that pot of money to get something else that wasn't as big budget, but it did take away money.
But I've read that you got to reward yourself along the way to the big goal. So.
I love that lesson. So folks, if you didn't hear that or understand it, it's like he had a really big goal of building this PC. And along the way, he did withdraw some money from what he was saving up to reward himself in the short term so that he could keep going towards a long-term goal.
Because it feels like there's no end to it if you're still saving up after 3 years and haven't bought anything and just like that. So
you didn't want to deprive yourself. So you gave yourself small rewards along the way. I love that. And if you guys hear barking in the background, that is my dog outside. All right. We're almost at the end. So now I'm going to ask you a surprise question, which you didn't know was upcoming. So recently I asked my audience on Instagram whether they had any questions on parenting. And one of the audience members came back and they said, do you have a preference on who your children marry? And I had my own ideas and thoughts on that. And
I want to hear your ideas and thoughts on that.
So I said, I don't have a preference on who my children marry or don't marry. I had an arranged marriage, as you know, Appa and I had an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
But you are growing up in a different culture and a different country and a different time than me and Appa did.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is any way, shape, or form I can impose on you to marry who I pick for you.
Well, isn't arranged marriage not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be like imposed on you. You can ask for an arranged marriage if you don't really.
You absolutely can, but that is your choice. I cannot tell you that you're going to have an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
But if that's something you wish and you say, like, I don't want to date, like I would rather be introduced to someone by you, which is what me and Appa were, which is technically what an arranged marriage is. You're introduced by your parents because they believe you're going to be a good match for each other. Yeah. If that's something you want, then I am supportive of however you want to choose your life partner. But I'm not, I grew up in a culture where I grew up knowing that this is the only choice I had, an arranged marriage. Yeah. That is it. We didn't have any other choices. Yeah. It was a done deal. So in a way, even if it's a good choice, when you don't have a choice and that only choice is a good choice, you still feel a little bit constrained.
Yeah.
And so I don't want you to feel that way. So I want you to know that you have choices.
I know that you guys had an arranged marriage and I've seen you guys really happy with your marriage. So I just think obviously I would think, oh yeah, an arranged marriage is a good thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe my answer would change in the future, but now I probably want to have an arranged marriage.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay.
I'm also 12. So
yes, you very likely will change your mind many, many, many times. And that's also okay. That's part of growing up and you're allowed to change your mind. So the answer I gave was, I'm not going to I don't have a preference on who they marry. I just hope I instill the right values in my children so they choose the right partner for them, not to complete them in any way. Like, I don't want you choosing a partner because you believe they're going to fulfill some sort of not feeling good enough about yourself. You know, I want you to pick a partner after you know I am an amazing, incredible person, and the person I marry is going to benefit from being with me. A lot of people get into relationships because they worry that they're not a good enough person. And they believe finding someone and marrying someone will make them feel whole and better and more happy.
Yeah.
They're not happy.
It's not really that case though.
Yeah. So I just hope that I teach you and your brother enough values that when you start to think about this sort of thing, you come from an already happy, fulfilled place, because then it becomes a much healthier relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I can't look to your dad to make me happy.
Yeah.
I got to make myself happy. Yeah.
Right.
And I wish I'd known that when I was getting married, when I was at 21 years old. I did not know that. So I'm teaching you at 12
Okay.
instead of you having to learn it when you're 22.
Alright.
Well, I think that's all the questions I had. Is there any questions you'd like to ask me?
No, I don't really have any questions for you.
Nothing?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, you've been incredible on this show. I think you've dropped some amazing points, whether you realize it or not. And I think you are wise beyond your years. And I'm always amazed at how much knowledge is in that brain. Are you yawning right now while I'm paying you compliments?
I'm just tired. I woke up early.
I know. And I just want to say, I'm always blown away by the amount of knowledge that you carry in that brain of yours when it comes to like topics that I don't even understand, like computers and cars and wars and history. And every day you blow me away. It's like, how does this kid at 12 know just so much?
Are you crying?
I'm not crying. I'm being
Your
completely.
eyes are watering.
Well, maybe I am crying because I genuinely mean it.
I'm like nervous.
And you make it very, very, very easy to be your mom.
Thank you.
And I love you very much.
Thank you. I love you too.
All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that show and enjoyed the very frank, vulnerable, honest conversation that I've just had with my 12-year-old. If you love this show, I would love to hear from you either through Instagram or if you're watching this on YouTube or through email. I would love to know what your thoughts were, how you felt listening to this. And if you have any questions based on this show around parenting or how to build this sort of relationship with your own children, that is exactly what I support my clients with. And I'm also launching a program called The Grounded Parent. And if you want to learn more, go check out the sales link that is soon to be released. All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.